An Ohio state senator attends a Zoom call with a virtual office behind him while the state is trying to hammer out legislation to penalize people for texting and live streaming while driving. And the senator just happens to be live streaming while driving and attending that Zoom call. Hey guys, before we get into today's video, I want to give a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, Virtual Shield VPN. And the reason I promote it, guys, is because I use it every single day and I know that it works and I've proven it in videos in the past. If you use the link in the description, you're going to get 50% off, and that's going to help you protect your identity, your activity, and your location anytime you're surfing on the net. That link is in the description below. But I thought this was interesting right here that was tweeted out by Young Americans for Liberty. This is supposedly an Ohio senator who was called into a Zoom meeting and tried to fool his colleagues with a background of his home office while driving. And what were they debating? They were debating a bill on mandating new penalties for distracted driving. This completely sums up government hypocrisy, guys. There's no sound to this, but check this out. So he's got this green screen, this background of his home office while he's clearly sitting in a vehicle with his seatbelt on. It's hilarious. And to add insult to injury, they're talking about debating a bill mandating new penalties for distracted driving as he's driving down the road, pretending like he's in his office. If somebody finds me, he says, bro, the seatbelt, that's hilarious. You could have at least taken your seatbelt on. Wait. You don't wear a seatbelt in your living room? He does. So if you find out who this Ohio senator is, anybody know in the chat room right off the top of your head? This is so freaking epic, man. This is a classic case of clear government hypocrisy. This guy right here, who's going to be talking about a bill, hammering on a bill to mandate new penalties for distracted driving, is driving distracted. And you know what? Somebody brought up a really good point the other day, too. Oh, man, what just happened? Somebody brought up a really good point that I didn't even think about when we were talking about... let me get this back in the picture here. I don't know why that slid right there. About talking about... what were we talking about? It was the cop that pulled over the lady who was, remember I think she was a liberal, although I'm not sure because I've never heard a liberal call a Hispanic person a Hispanic racist murderer.
I pulled you over because
you're a murderer.
Because
yes, I started to record because you're a murderer. And can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer.
Do you have that
you
picture?
Scared me and made me think you were going to murder me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, that's not just a feeling. You're a murderer.
Congratulations.
You're a murderer. Well, here you
stop,
go,
stop
murderer.
shaking.
You're trying to threaten to kill me. For him being a Mexican racist. Here you go, Mexican racist. You're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that, right?
But this is a video that we went over yesterday on Grease Monkey Videos. But somebody brought up a good point. The reason the cop pulled this lady over is because he said that she was using her cell phone. Well, what do you find in almost every police cruiser? They're distracted with a laptop that's right there in the center console. I've seen them thumbing around on it and stroking keys while they're driving down the road. I've seen them talking on their own cell phones, and yet they're going to pull other people over for using their cell phones. It's complete government hypocrisy. That's why I love it when they get caught doing this kind of stuff. Government is good at one thing, being absolutely hypocritical as they try to condemn you for doing the very thing that they do. It's that government qualified immunity. I thought this was a very interesting story today. This guy says he must have hit 100 miles per hour. A good Samaritan rushes two men to a Chicago hospital after a drive-by shooting. But wait, there's a twist. Check this out.
More news for you now. When an Uber driver saw two men badly wounded in a drive-by shooting, he immediately stepped in to help.
WGN's Tanya Francisco spoke with that Good Samaritan today. What did he have to say, Tanya?
Well, Lourdes and Ben, it is nice to know that there are still good people out there. This story begins with that drive-by shooting that you mentioned on 29th.
This guy's passionate too, man. Passionate.
The driver of that car was actually injured. He was able, though, to drive off and try to search for a hospital, but instead he ended up crashing near Roosevelt at Clark, and that's when
this is very interesting.
Uber driver came to the rescue.
Thank you, OG Bear.
He lost so much blood.
An emotional night for Michael Bussin as he recounts the harrowing night he had when his SUV suddenly became an
That's one of those
ambulance.
Q60s or
Bussin,
Q45
an Uber
Infinities,
driver, was
man. That's a
driving up
nice
Fair, the
vehicle.
South Loop near Clark and Roosevelt when he heard a crash. His camera was rolling as he pulled up on the accident scene. That's when a young man limped over asking if he could take his brother to the hospital. He had been shot multiple times in the stomach area.
Ouch.
Without hesitation, Bussin said,
Dude, get in my car. Get your brother. Let's go. He's like, you take us out. Both of you, get in my car now. I must have hit 100 miles an hour at some points.
With the camera still rolling while they were rushing to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, you can see the brother who was shot in agonizing pain.
Because the kid in the back kept talking to his brother saying, I love you, bro, no matter what, I love you. And the kid's just like, stay awake, stay awake. And the kid kept dozing off and falling over. He hopped over the other one. He said, you gotta stay with me, man. And he called his mom. His mom was a nurse. And his mom's just sitting there talking to him.
Right back here.
He's like, you gotta do something to stop that blood, baby. You gotta do something. He's like, use your shirt. He pulled off his shirt and pushed up against it. And the kid's like, ah, he's like, you know, it's painful.
Can you imagine getting shot in the stomach, man? I don't even see how your stomach and your intestines could ever be the same again. Listen to this. Here goes the twist in this video right here, guys.
Michael Bussin has stayed in touch with the family. He says that the brother is now on a ventilator because he has lost so much blood.
Here's the twist.
Bussin wants to start a GoFundMe to raise money for the family because the brother who was injured has 2 small daughters. Now, the family may, Michael Bussin may also need some help himself. He's been told that because his SUV has biohazard material in there, he can no longer transport people, which means...
So Uber told him he can no longer transport people because he has biohazard material in there. You can't clean blood off a seat or replace the seat or put seat covers down. You can no longer have your job. So now this guy's going to be out of work until he can get another vehicle. But listen to what the insurance company said about his vehicle.
He can no longer become an Uber driver, be an Uber driver, as well as the insurance company tells him that his SUV will probably have to be totaled.
The insurance company, look at this vehicle, guys. Look at this vehicle. Where is it? Where is it? This is a nice freaking Infinity. Look at this. They're saying that this vehicle right here has to be totaled because there's blood on his back seat. I can understand totaling a vehicle because you have a bent frame. I can understand totaling a vehicle because it completely got trashed, but I cannot understand totaling a vehicle, and I don't know why. Well, I guess you would have to set up a GoFundMe page, which a lot of people are calling GoFraudMe, but a GoFundMe page because until he gets his car back that he can't use, thanks Uber, he's going to have to either rent a car or, he's going to have to hoof it, which means he can't use his vehicle to run rides. Can you imagine totaling a nice vehicle like that? Look, even under the video says, I must have refreshed it. Our Chicago location would love to give him a complete car decontamination on us. If anybody knows how we can get in contact with him, that's nice of them. Crime scene cleansing? Or cleaning? 20,000 likes? One guy said something, SUV is totaled? Are you nuts? Drop that SUV off to me. I'll toss a blanket over the back seat and call it a day. I've never heard of totaling a vehicle because of a biohazard material. Has anybody heard about that? That is crazy. Guys, we already know that they want to decimate the dollar, destroy the economy, bring us into a cashless society, and eventually make it difficult for us to even get food. That's why I constantly promote My Patriot Supply. Every chance I get, I turn my fiat currency notes into long-term storable food. This stuff is awesome. It's got a 25-year shelf life. And one thing we're all going to need is storable food. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. With my link in the description, you get $100 off of every order instantly. It'd be a good idea to order it while you can, because I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be able to ship this out. My link for your $100 off discount is in the description below.